Bombshell revelation. Bournemouth takes a stand on Nketiah's price. Arsenal deal at risk. Meanwhile, Kroenke's regime change could affect the search for Mikel Marino. Plus, Ramsdale's replacement already in Arteta's plans. Stay with me until the end of the video to check out the latest Arsenal news straight from the Emirates Stadium. But before that, if you're as passionate about Arsenal as we are, don't waste any time and subscribe to our channel right now to stay updated on everything happening with the greatest team in the Premier League. And without further ado, let's dive into today's top news. Right now, there's a bit of a cloud over Eddie Nketiah's future at Arsenal. It's pretty evident that Eddie is looking to move on from Arsenal. After not getting much playtime last season and slipping down the pecking order at the Emirates, this Hale End Academy star is at a point where he needs to explore new opportunities to get consistent game time. The move to Marseille for Nketiah has fallen through. The French side wasn't willing to cough up the £25 million that Arsenal is asking for the striker, as reported by Metro. Now it looks like Bournemouth has shown some interest. The Cherries are on the hunt for a new striker to fill the gap left by Dominic Solanke, who recently signed with Tottenham Hotspur. Will Bournemouth pay Arsenal asking price for Eddie Nketiah? Sources close to Arsenal say that Bournemouth is really interested in Nketiah after his move to Marseille fell apart. It seems the South Coast club isn't going to be put off by Arsenal's asking price for the striker. That said, Nketiah isn't the only player Bournemouth is looking at right now. If they find another option that looks like a better fit to lead their attack, they might decide to pass on the 25-year-old. If Bournemouth doesn't seal the deal, Arsenal could find themselves back where they started, still needing to offload Nketiah without a clear solution. Nketiah is eager to move on from Arsenal, and if he's stuck at the Emirates for the upcoming season, it wouldn't be great for either him or the club. Currently, sporting director ADU is set on getting the price he wants for Nketiah, but if a deal with Bournemouth falls through, he might have to lower his asking price in the final weeks of the transfer window to attract another interested party. If Nketiah moves on from Arsenal this summer, Mikel Arteta might not need to find an exact replacement, since Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus are already in the mix to lead the attack. Leandro Trossard could also fill in if needed. That said, Arteta might want to add more depth to his attack overall. Arsenal fans are keen on bringing in Simon Adingra from Brighton, as he can play on either wing and provide that extra cover. Kroenke's regime change could affect the search for Mikel Marino. So far, Arsenal hasn't splurged much in the transfer market this summer. They've made David Raya's loan move from Brentford permanent and brought in Ricardo Calafiori, but beyond these deals, there haven't been any major first-team signings. Mikel Arteta is still looking to strengthen his squad, especially in midfield. Jorginho has been showing signs of decline in pre-season, and Thomas Partey's fitness issues mean he's not always a reliable option. Declan Rice needs more support in the middle, which is why Arsenal are targeting Mikel Marino. However, the pursuit of the Real Sociedad player has been dragging on, and a deal is still not close. On the outgoing front, there's still work to be done. Eddie Nketiah's move to Marseille has fallen through, but Bournemouth has shown interest in him. If Bournemouth meets Nketiah's asking price, it won't necessarily speed up Arsenal's efforts to sign Marino, as the two situations are independent of each other. Do Arsenal need to sell Eddie Nketiah to sign Mikel Marino? Football finance expert Adam Williams shared some insights with Arsenal Insider. Marino's pound 2025M asking price is definitely within Arsenal's reach. His wages also seem quite reasonable. Of course, the club has its own internal budget to consider. This might mean they need to sell players to raise funds before making new purchases. But that's just speculation for now, and I don't see anything really stopping them from spending if needed. It looks like the Kroenke ownership has shifted to a less cautious approach in recent transfer windows. They seem eager to build on the positive momentum they've gained with Arteta and Edu at the helm. Stan Kroenke, Arsenal's majority shareholder, and his son Josh Kroenke, who plays a more hands-on role as a club director, have been actively involved in overseeing the club's progress both on and off the pitch. They've worked closely with Arteta and Edu to ensure everything runs smoothly. Adam Williams added, Arsenal has managed their costs well. Their wage bill has remained relatively stable over the past 5 years, and while amortization, how clubs spread out transfer fees over time, has increased, it hasn't done so dramatically. So Arsenal is in a solid position to spend. I'd be surprised if we don't see a few more signings before the transfer window closes, regardless of what happens with Nketiah and other potential moves. What is delaying Arsenal deal for Mikel Marino? Several factors are currently standing in the way of Arsenal securing a deal for the Euro 2024 winner. First off, Arsenal hasn't met Merino's asking price yet. Real Sociedad is pushing hard to get the highest possible fee for the player, even though he'll be a free agent next summer since he's not planning to sign a new contract with the La Liga team. Additionally, there are some doubts among the Arsenal decision makers. Not everyone in the hierarchy is convinced that Marino is the right fit for the team, and they don't share Arteta's confidence in his potential contribution. Marino's situation is a bit stalled. Arsenal hasn't been able to close the deal with Real Sociedad yet, and his price isn't that high. In other words, we know it's within Arsenal's reach. Despite this, there are some internal doubts about whether Marino is really the piece that Arteta needs. Are we going to see Marino in our shirt soon, or will this transfer remain just a fantasy? Comment below what you think about all this. Also, let us know if you're for or against the Spanish signing. Let's keep an eye on it and hope this deal goes through so we can strengthen our midfield. Arsenal already have Aaron Ramsdale replacement lined up. Arsenal faces a crucial decision on Aaron Ramsdale's future before the transfer deadline. The goalkeeper continues to attract interest, and recently Ajax made an approach to sign him on an initial loan. However, Edu and Mikel Arteta turned down this offer. Arsenal's preference is to sell Ramsdale outright rather than loan him out, which is why they rejected Ajax's initial proposal. With Ramsdale's departure looking more likely, Arteta is now considering potential replacements for the 26-year-old. Arsenal target Joan Garcia as an Aaron Ramsdale replacement. David Ornstein revealed that Arsenal rejected Ajax's approach for Aaron Ramsdale, noting that the Dutch club's offer didn't align with Arsenal's plans. Ornstein also mentioned Joan Garcia as a potential replacement for Ramsdale. According to The Athletic, Arsenal has identified Garcia, the Espanyol goalkeeper, as a candidate to step in as the backup to David Raya, while Garcia will stay focused on his current role at Espanyol, who have just been promoted to La Liga. He might be aware of the Premier League interest in him. Signing a second-choice goalkeeper can be tricky, as the prospect of spending much of the season on the bench isn't exactly enticing for players. However, from Arsenal's perspective, targeting Joan Garcia makes sense. Garcia's profile offers something that Mikel Arteta might not currently get from Ramsdale. Comparing their stats from the past year highlights why Arsenal is interested in the Spaniard. Garcia stands out for his dominance in the box, particularly in claiming crosses. Over the past year, he's managed to stop an impressive 16.1% of crosses. This is a significant improvement compared to Ramsdale's 5.8% cross-stopping rate in the 2022-23 Premier League season, according to FBref. In addition to his strong presence in the box, the 23-year-old Garcia also had a higher save percentage than Ramsdale last season, with an impressive 82.5% compared to Ramsdale's 70.6% in the 2022-23 campaign. Given Arteta's preference for Raya as Arsenal's clear number one, bringing Garcia in as a backup would be a smart move for the Gunners. It would add quality to the squad without compromising on performance. Keep an eye on how Ramsdale's situation unfolds and how Edu navigates the goalkeeping market as the transfer deadline approaches. Well folks, those were the main news for today. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated on everything happening with our beloved team, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for joining us, and until the next video.